Let's get back to that raw interview in its entirety with MCSO Sheriff Gary McFadden, his opinion and other hot takes on ICE. You're watching Live Impact News on WCNC Plus.
Oh, let me first say this. I'm happy that the federal agents in our city is doing what they were hired to do by making these arrests. But, what we are concerned about is the detainers versus a criminal warrant. So I think that the federal government or ICE want to play a word game. So a detainer is not signed by a judge. A detainer is simply a sheet of paper faxed over or sent over by a ICE agent with no authorization from a judge and not being vetted out by any legal officials. Then they also send an administrative warrant. The administrative warrant is the same thing as a detainer. So what we have done with HB 10 now mandates us to hold an individual that ICE is seeking with a detainer for 48 hours. So after we receive the administrative warrant, which is a civil process, the detainer, which is a civil process, we take both of those, or my deputy takes those in front of the magistrate with the person. If the magistrate believes that this is the same person that ICE wants to have in their custody, they will issue a 48-hour hold on that person. But that person could have met all the conditions of their release, but we are now simply holding them for an additional 48 hours. I believe that 48 hours should be what is ICE is going to do, what decisions that they're going to make. So they have 48 hours to do that. ICE said now in this new bill that maybe come out in December will give us a 2-hour notice. Well, I think that you have a 48-hour notice. When we tell you at 9 a.m. on Monday morning that we have a person who is undocumented and who you all believe that is illegal, and we have put a detainer on him, he will be here for an additional 48 hours. Now, after that 48 hours expires, I then receive an order from the judge called an order for release. So now a judge is informing me that this individual has met all of the criteria for their release, and there is nothing to hold him back. And at that time, I have to release him. And this is the simple thing that everybody gets confused. I cannot hold this person after a judge orders me to release him. Now, before HB 10, it was North Carolina General Statute 162.62, A, B, and C. C is the part that our lawmakers in Raleigh did not like, because in that law, it says there is nothing that we could do pretty much to hold this person after this person has met all the criteria of their release. So because of the lawmakers did not like that in Raleigh, they created HB 10. Well, HB 10 is kind of the same thing. After the person is have met all the criteria of their release, we have to release them. Now, if ICE believe that this person is so dangerous and this is a person that they really want, they should seek a federal warrant, federal complaint, federal indictment. At that time, they will come to the Mecklenburg County Jail with what we call a writ. A writ will allow them to remove the person from our custody and take them before a federal judge or magistrate to be charged with the crimes that they have on the books. Now, the second part of it, ICE has 2 federal complaints that they could very well use, but they don't. Instead of sending a detainer to me, we are simply saying, if this is a person that you want to put in your custody, provide me a federal warrant. The first easiest warrant is illegal entry. If they have deemed this person is illegal, send me an illegal entry warrant, federal warrant, instead of a detainer. Now, a lot of times, including some of these recent cases, these individuals have been deported by ICE and have returned. If they have been deported and returned, ICE simply now can charge them with re-entry after deportation, which is a federal felony that they could charge them with. And these are the scenarios that we have. And why ICE doesn't do this? This is the question. This is the $1 million question. So when they're talking about these few arrests that they have been inside and outside the detention center, of course they have, because we have found out that 3 or 4 individuals have came into our custody, go through the 48 hours, ICE doesn't give us any of their intentions, and they are released after a judge signs an order. We have had 2 or 3 people have went through this process 2 or 3 times, and ICE never came to us with their intentions. Now, here's why that's so significant. Each one of these holds of 48 hours is costing the citizens of Mecklenburg County $199 per day, which equals to $398 a hold. So every time we hold somebody, it's $398 per hold. Since December 1st until this past Monday in March, we have held 163 people. ICE has never called us with their intentions or what they want to do. They simply just send a blanket detainer on anyone. That has cost the citizens of Mecklenburg County $68,000, and that number is going to grow each and every week.
So, ideally, what kind of collaboration relationship are you looking to have with ICE?
Any collaboration and conversation. ICE has not talked to me. They sent an email from the Atlanta field office, but we simply need to understand this. If you have a person inside the Mecklenburg County jail that you believe that is dangerous or deem that they are dangerous, sign a felony warrant or sign a criminal complaint, and we can go from there.
It's not the first time that ICE has come to the area and made arrests this year. I believe that last month was when we saw them come in and make a couple of arrests, and we just wanted to know how is that is that affecting operations with MCSO?
Well, it's not affecting my operation because ICE is doing exactly what they were sworn to do. So we're not holding up their operations, and we welcome their operations. And and they're going to continue the operation. I can tell you that I have 12,000 warrants inside my warrant repository. If ICE and all these other federal agents who are together want to really do some work, they can go out and serve these warrants each and every day. What I'm afraid of is this. ICE and all these other agencies are operating in these neighborhoods, which is fine. They have that right to do. We're just asking to be respectful enough to tell us today we're doing raids on this side of the city or that side of the city. We're not going to alert anybody. But what happens is if they get into a confrontation and need assistance, and we respond, and we do not know exactly who they are. People die every day of friendly fire in the wars, and we don't want blue on blue violence, as we call it. And we have been we received a memo through the National Sheriff Association talking about the same thing, that we have federal people operating in our jurisdictions without us knowing it. At least give us the courtesy to say, today we're doing these operations because you may need our help, and we don't want to roll up on the scene and then get into a confrontation with our brothers with badges.
And that is MCSO Sheriff Gary McFadden on his take on having to cooperate and work with ICE. And as I was watching this and listening in, this is exactly what he told me 2 years ago. He's doing exactly what the law says. The part of HB 10 that is still in debate is that Section C.